Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Spiritual Connections by Joelle. I'm your host, Joelle Burns, divine psychic medium and intuitive healer. In the spiritual community, I constantly get asked about curses, spiritual attacks, and the fear around them. Have you ever wondered, am I cursed? Did someone send me bad energy? Is this spiritual warfare or is this just lifing? In this episode, we are going to lovingly unpack what's real, what's misunderstood, and what's pure spiritual hoax energy. So you can move forward being empowered and not afraid. What people mean when they say curse. Let's start with the definition to clarify. So when people talk about curses, they usually mean one of the three things. Intentional energetic harm, meaning like physical wishing harm or ill will. Ancestral or karmic patterns, or fear-based belief systems passed down through culture or religion. So here's the truth that most people don't want to say, is that there's no one really powerful enough to put a curse on you. The energy that follows curses are your belief system, consistency, and authority. A random angry thought about you is not a spell. There's a fear economy in spirituality, and fear sells very well. Red flags to watch out for someone who says that they can help remove curses, remove hexes, is someone put a curse on you and I can remove it. Urgency plus panic plus price. So they're like charging for their services and how you can get it off you. And you suddenly feel powerless without their services. So those are all things to definitely keep aware of, red flags for people trying to sell you something that you don't need. So true spiritual guidance returns the power to you, but scams will take it away. And listen, being in the field that I am, being a psychic medium, being an intuitive healer, it's sad to say that there are still people out there that do scams. I feel like there's a lot more honest people nowadays, but you're going to find it with every job, every business. That's unfortunate because there's people like me who are doing it honestly, openly, and with love and good intention. And it's unfortunate that people piggyback off of that heightened awareness and the fear of other people with what might be going on in their lives. So are spiritual attacks real? A spiritual attack can happen, right? So it is something that can happen. You can feel physical exhaustion. You can feel pain in your chest or pain somewhere in your body. You can have all of a sudden self-doubt. Energetic boundaries can be crossed, absorbing energy that isn't yours. It is not demons coming out of the dark to then attack you. It is not constant psychic warfare, and it is also not being targeted for being spiritual. None of that. Okay, so really it's just the bottom line of expressing to you curses, hoaxes, anything, spiritual attacks. People can say that they do those things, completely fine. But you are so powerful. You are so well protected. And as long as you safeguard your beautiful energy, there is nothing that anybody can put on you. You are amazing by yourself. You have all the power. So don't let somebody convince you that there's anything true. So like, I don't believe that curses, hexes, any of those have any power, because it only has power if you believe that they can come into your energy and do those kind of things. If you have that belief system, maybe it's in your culture, maybe it's in the way that you were brought up. Okay, so I could see that you're a little bit more vulnerable to that. The best thing that you can do to protect your energy, ground your energy, Put only God's divine, loving white light around you at all times. Make it like this non-penetrating field. And then lock and seal in your energy. Don't constantly be outwardly giving your energy. There's a very important thing in the spiritual realm of having boundaries. Boundaries are not as something that are like a rejection. It's more of protecting your beautiful energy, protecting those boundaries, setting those in place so that way none of this would ever really happen. The other thing is emotional honesty. Energy does get stuck in the body, and it's more probably caused by you than somebody else spiritually attacking you. And then you also have to trust in yourself. So it's that self-trust, self-love, knowing that you are so powerful, knowing that you are amazing, knowing that you have all the wisdom and the knowledge and you have everything that they cannot, nobody can attack or put this on you. If you're listening to this and you're wondering if you're under attack, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You are not cursed. And you definitely are not powerless. Spirituality is about not living in fear, because there really is nothing to fear because you have all the power. So there's no need to walk around. Yeah, I had somebody just on my TikTok lives. Guys, I do TikTok lives. If you haven't joined them, definitely come around. They're really fun. Spiritual Connections by Joelle is always my tag, and that's my business. So please come join those if you ever would like. And I had somebody on my live last night, and she's writing, saying that somebody put a hex on her and she feels like she's going to die. And I explained to her, I said, there's no possibility of that ever happening. But if she kept believing that, and that is her thought, and her fear is taking over her physical body, like that emotional state can then process that. And it's not really somebody else doing it. It's honestly her own energy resetting her system and doing that. Do I think she's going to die? No, I do not. But do I think that she's living in fear and it could cause illness or have her become sick or whatever? Yes. And honestly, I explained to her last night, I was like, listen, this is not I explained to her the best that I could that she did not have a hex, did not have a curse, but she was not having it. She did not want to listen to me. So I said, listen, this is out of my scope. This is not something that I would approach or really work with because it just doesn't feel authentic to me. It's not something that, it's just not in my realm. It's not in my world. I see only that you are love, that you are in God's light, that you have all the power. So she was just living in this fear base, and I tried to help her verbally as much as I could, but she was not listening. Like she was gone with whatever. And it could have been these people that come on my lives. I don't know her psychosis, like of where her mental state was. Maybe she struggled with a mental disability that I wasn't tapping into because I don't tap into everybody who's on my lives, like the hundreds of people who show up on my lives. I don't have that capability. I would be physically exhausted. My energy would be just depleted almost immediately within 5 minutes if I did. I wished her all the best, and I was like, I hope you know that you're powerful. And I sent her off with that message of explaining to her that she had all the power. So I hope that she finds the best, and I want you to know that you have all the power. There is nobody that can control anything around you in the spirit realm, in the physical realm, anywhere. So the only one that has the focus on you is you and God, having that connection. And that's it. So sending you all the love. I appreciate you guys listening to my episode on hexes, curses, and spiritual attacks. Sending you love and light.